Anybody wondering where you are right now? This is Justice's Waiting Room. It's a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. Except I'm a socialist, and that just means I want you to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. And what we do here is we talk about the news with proof. Hey, that's a good tagline, if I've ever fucking thought of one there. What we try to do is we try to talk about news stories that we can back up. Okay. What I typically try to do is get this Chris Clemens says they're getting snow. Christina says, "You see that SD certificate of votes for this election was on their state website, not any." Okay. Hey, John. You ain't gonna believe this nightmare. So I cooked dinner for my wife and I, and she's like, after dinner we had a buffalo chicken, kind of, but like baked in the oven. You know what I mean? So after we get done, I was like, "Damn, it sounds really good. A milkshake from Culver's." She's like, "Oh, I'm up for that." So like, I gotta go get in line fucking Culver's. My goddamn crew car wash came out, which I thought I canceled months ago. Class starts at 7. It's just a lecture I listen to, so I can do that. So what I saw today that was like, hey, we should talk about this, is anybody wonders why is it bad if Donald Trump has a relationship with people like Vladimir Putin? Why is that bad? Well, it could be because, for example, okay, Russia paid Taliban fighters up to $200,000 per attack on U.S. forces. Okay. So there's a link. Okay. Okay. So if anybody's like, I don't see what the big deal is. Okay. Okay. And hey, it sounds an awful lot like the 66 people in here are gonna lose TikTok access on the 19th unless the Supreme Court does something. So what I would do if I was you is I would go to my profile and make sure you click on that YouTube link and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to that shit. So when they nix TikTok, you can just watch this podcast on YouTube. So I appreciate that y'all are here. Okay, because here's the link from CBS News. Okay. If they don't make a move, okay, there's CBS saying TikTok confirms it'll shut down in the United States on January 19th unless the Supreme Court strikes down or postpones law requiring it to be sold. And then if you're listening to me and you're like, he's got a buttery ass voice, and you wonder who's this fella, there's my name. Okay. There's my name. Okay. A lot of people posting a lot of bad ideas. Okay. Here's let me find the article and we'll talk about this because I want to talk about this. Okay. Where's the politics? Biden, Israel. Okay. So here's this. Okay, let's talk about this. Cause I know y'all don't understand how this shit works. So I'm about to learn you. I'm fine. Okay. Okay. So Joe Biden notifies Congress of an $8 billion arms sale to Israel. And I know a lot of people are just flat stupid, don't know what the fuck that means, so let me learn you. So the $8 billion arms sale is $8 billion voucher. Okay? And what that allows Israel to do is buy old weapons and fighting vehicles and airplanes and guidance systems and technologies and shit that the US is no longer using. Like, they get to buy our old shit. And then they take all that money that they spend, that $8 billion, and they inject that back into US military spending to increase the technology, the new shit in the military. So I know for a lot of people that's like a very difficult concept to understand, but understand that's not us giving new shit to them. Do you understand? So we always have a leg up. Okay? Hold on, my wife texts me. Just have to listen to that. What time is it? 56? Okay. So I know everybody has some feelings some type of way. It's wrong. Like, generally, your thoughts on the U.S.'s arms sales to foreign countries, you just got that shit all fucked up. My wife is sassing me because I have class in 5 minutes, and she's like, wait a minute, you can talk and listen at the same time? Alright. Alright. That's about enough of that. And this is my lot. Solo International figured out why the 19th is happening if you follow him. Well, I can figure out why the 19th is happening because I can do fucking math. So, I'm not lagging, you're lagging. I'm on a fucking fiber wire. I have MetroNet 2 gig. It ain't me, it's you. Trust. Okay? So, what were we going to talk about? What was that comment up there? Oh, why the 19th is happening. Yeah, because of math. So, Executive Order 13848 says 45 days after every election, all relevant agencies, so that's FBI, CIA, NSA, DSIC, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them, they're all going to submit a report to the president, vice president, the secretary of state, all those other secretaries, commerce, ag, all of them. They all get a report over every election within 45 days. That was December 20th. Okay? So 30 days after December 20th, classified reports and also legal action could be taken within 30 days after the initial 45-day window, which would make that January 19th, which means that could be the very day that Donald Trump finds out he's not eligible for office. So when you come to me and you tell me to listen to somebody else, I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. I'm first to table every single day. You ain't coming across shit that I haven't already read. I'm reading literally every new news story in 4 different news subreddits. So before anybody comes to me and is like, you should look at this person and this person. Are they a constitutional scholar? A constitutional lawyer? Have they put out content that I haven't? Have they talked about something I haven't? No. In general, they're following me. They're after me. They're reading shit and posting shit after me. Been reading Justice Manual shit. Justice Manual 9-85 300, and in 9-85 300, it'll point you to 9-85.5. And I ain't even looking at the shit. Okay? That's why you're here. Because you know I'm up first. I'm first to table with this shit. So they're getting it from me. You understand? Like, oh, they must have gotten that from you off your podcast. That you're live twice a day for like 3 hours. Because being able to add 45 and 30 and read Executive Order 13848 isn't to figure it out. Right? That's just fucking doing math. But another thing is like, I don't watch other people's shit. Just so you know. No, no, it's absolutely and absolutely not the last chance. Timing is everything, though. But yeah, I don't watch other people's shit because I'm the first one awake, the first one on the board. Fuck, I need to watch somebody else's shit for. And it sounds cocky, but it's fucking true. Like, 20th isn't anything. 20th is the potential date of the inauguration. Those aren't concurrent, Christina Lane. It's not 45, 45, 30. That wouldn't make sense. Because it says 1 and then go to F. Yeah, no shit. So the notice is 1 and then, right? And then 1A is 45 days. And then the notice is 1. So F is 45 days after A, right? It's not 45, 45, 30. That wouldn't make sense. That means they would they would inaugurate him. He would already be in office, and then the shit. No, that's just gonna happen. Doesn't make any sense. Where's the OD&I report? That's not how it works. So see, a lot of people talking about how races are run don't know how they work. No, it was ministerial. You can still challenge results of an election. Executive Order 13848, Prosecution of Election Crimes document, tells you everything you need to know. He's still not president. Mhm. Here's links. Okay. Yeah, that what we watched was a show. AC. Somebody said Colts better be better next year. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in order for the DOJ to act, did they had to certify the election? I think that Jimmy Carter's death had some impact. on time frame. And they decided again. I'd made jokes about thinking the reason that they waited was because Jimmy Carter's body was on Capitol grounds, and you start talking about people are now literally fighting over his dead body, right? Chrissy said, "You still believe it? Anything's going to happen." So they're obligated. People are asking questions that I'm gonna start considering them stupid questions. They're obligated to act. They're duty bound. The Constitution's flexible. They don't get to decide. Jimmy Carter was a hero to the end. So like you got to understand that the Democrats would be not even the Democrats. For all those federal government employees to do nothing, they would be in violation of their own oath. Who's they? It's like the Justice Department, the FBI, CIA, NSA, DSIC, any of them? Yes. ICC. You know what I saw today? I saw that Finland is in support of Ukraine joining NATO publicly. That's outstanding. A lot of oaths. Nah, I don't think his sentencing tomorrow plays a role. Because he can attend it remotely. Who's our? It depends who's there. I don't just go into every room. I gotta know who's gonna be there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people on this app that fuck with people that I don't fuck with. So it'll depend who else has the mic. Yeah, I'm been on Dark Blues Live. I was on Dark Blues Live the other night when I was going to Culver's the other day. As you can tell, my wife and I are addicted to Culver's. If you wonder how I die young, yeah, I was on Dark Blues Live the other day. Yeah, he asked me while I was sitting in line. Somebody said there's a TikTok on a lot where somebody said Donald Trump was arrested today, but they let him go to the funeral. Where do you think Kamala and her team are right now? Like, what are they doing right now? She's in DC, right? Like, y'all gotta understand something that maybe we haven't like hit on hard enough. Y'all understand like Democrats aren't like the cops. It's not their job to bring charges. You get it? Like people are so quick to want to point fingers, but it's like it's not the Democrats' fault. It's not their job to punish Donald Trump. It's not their job to stand at a podium. I think they've been in constant game planning mode, and that this is a crazy time to be alive. Can you give rough ideas what'll happen? The hands of justice move slowly but swiftly. So think of it like a fencing. The actual killing blow can only think, only dream of that. No, so if I've blocked you, there are two reasons I blocked you. You're either a MAGA or you've been tagging people I don't fuck with in my content. And I ain't unblocking anybody that don't know what it is about. Well, I could question that when it comes to document cases. What are you talking about? Yeah. You're either a MAGA or you're tagging somebody in my content that I don't fuck with. Media will be aware of this happening. Yeah, we won't get into that. Yeah, they have been for 37 years. I'm listening to the shit, Taylor. My wife is sassing me. Okay, so I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. But yeah, I have a feeling that like we're still kind of owed an explanation of what happened with. Remember they threatened to file or to indict Elon Musk. Like, and then you didn't hear anything after that. Like, did he pay with the money he owed, or did he get indicted and shit? And he could have been indicted and it under seal. Um, and honestly, like I know it may not feel that way to y'all, but I feel like Donald Trump's becoming more and more unhinged, and like more and more the shit he says is like even crazier and crazier and crazier. Like I think it's still like he's reaching a fever pitch. He knows the hammer drops at some point and he doesn't know when. He doesn't know. That's why people have so many questions. They don't know when is this shit gonna pop off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's just trying to get the biggest rise he can. And if you pay attention, why? Like, why does he do that? There's always a reason. Like, for example, Panama. Why did he want to go take over Panama? Right. So think about it. Think hard. Why did he want to go? Well, his family. Hey, block you. Like, what are you doing? Jesus Christ, fucking crazy people. Six part two. So the whole reason Donald Trump is having this rally on the 19th is because he knows because of weather and shit, people are gonna have to get there like a day early. So Trumpers are gonna be rolling into town, and there's a women's march, right? Oh, okay. Well, Russia needs a Panama Canal. Donald Trump's family owns land on both sides of the Panama Canal, and he owes taxes. And nobody's going to Donald Trump's inauguration. So, in order to pump the inauguration numbers up, he holds a rally the day before, hoping they'll get in town on the 18th, knowing there's a women's rally that he can interrupt. So, it's like all the fucking reason in the world to do some shit on the 19th. But also because he could definitely be getting fucking arrested and charged that day because that day happens to be like the day before the inauguration. I I can't see him get fucking inaugurated having not done any of things to be president and not be eligible. Yeah, he won't be inaugurated. Exactly. Well, he's doing what Vladimir Putin wants him to do, right? So Greenland is a great strategic location for NATO. Okay, okay, and understand January 16th, January 31st, January 19th. These are all meaningful, potentially meaningful days. Okay. They don't have to do anything. He's just not gonna get inaugurated. Apparently, Christine on their website. Apparently. Okay, but yeah, Greenland's a great strategic resource. Okay, he owes back taxes in Panama, um, January 20th. Start my job on the 20th. So we'll have another what we need to do. Okay, y'all like this show, right? There's 140 people in here. I'm in class right now. It's like after 7 o'clock at night. Okay, all those indicators mean y'all like this shit, right? You need to go to my profile. You need to click on the YouTube link, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We need to convert this audience with 140 people to YouTube. Why? Because I'm not getting banned on YouTube. I'm getting banned on TikTok all the time. Okay, I people are saying it's on the website. People are saying that the certificate of vote is on South Dakota's website. It could have just been it could have just been dropped. It could be in the place where they did that. Okay, it could have been. It could just be in the place where they in the Capitol, sitting there on that desk somewhere. I'm dead ass. Like I'm gonna listen to what other people say until somebody says otherwise, right? Yeah. Well, it's gonna be the January 6th, the dumb version. Did you hear what I said? It's gonna be January 6th with the. Okay. So I appreciate that. But like I said, we got to convert and I've been talking about this since the beginning. We have to convert this audience to YouTube. Um, Otherwise, we're gonna lose it. You know. But yeah, people have been sending me messages about what's with this $8 billion to Israel shit, and it's like that's a voucher. That's a voucher. Yeah, it's not on the National Archive website. Apparently, it's on the state website, Julie. And again, that's not me saying that. Somebody said that to me. So you could run that up the flagpole and see if it's correct. Okay. Yeah, we have treaties. Well, they're NATO members, so not only are you obligated, but that $8 billion is not like you handed them pallets of cash. They got a coupon that they can use that to purchase our old shit, our old airplanes, our old tanks, our old fighting vehicles, our old weapons, old ammo, and then that gets re-injected back into the U.S. military. That $8 billion to give new equipment to the U.S. And I was in the Marine Corps infantry. I can speak on this. Okay, they give Marines the tip of the spear. The people at the front of the fight. I'm just telling a story, right? The people at the front of the fight, they give us the worst equipment because the person's making it through, not the gun, not the shooty bang bang. Okay, okay. A lot of people have asked, like, should we be protesting? No. What the fuck are you gonna protest? What are you gonna protest? What are you gonna protest? And safely, might I add. What are you going to protest safely? You don't even know. People don't even know. Okay? The 3-day protest there, the 3rd to the 5th, to let elected officials know that, like, we know that he's not eligible. We didn't realize when we said her job's ministerial, for me that meant top down now. If it's ministerial for the president of the session, then everyone down it's ministerial for. Meaning that we're just there to go through the motions and minister the certification of an election. Ain't doing anything. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Sometimes I gotta interact in my seminar so that I can get the points for it. 18 Maria. Marina. Okay. But yeah, I want to make sure we have that little conversation about I don't want anyone that I interact with talking about I can't believe the US gave $8 billion to Israel. I don't want to see that shit. If I see that shit, we're not gonna be friends. I'm not gonna be friends with somebody that's fucked up and doesn't understand how shit works. I'm not doing that. You're disrespecting fucking my cousins are in the infantry on active duty right now. Trust me, some of that shit's rickety. Okay, like I just say it like I spit it. Okay, and so I'm mad nervous about Donald Trump being president, man. I got cousins that followed me into service. Do you understand that? Like when I bought my house, they came to my open house having just graduated high school, trying to figure out what they're gonna do with their fucking lives. No intentions of going to college. What are we supposed to do? Uncle, older cousin Jared, join the service so you have some hope of buying a house. I had to pay 1% down to buy my home. Of course, if they had any intelligence at all, they'd have gone to school, but they didn't. Okay? Hmm. Yeah. A lot of people are putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, right? You're looking at it as policies and shit, and being like, "Oh no, oppress me, daddy," when the reality is like he's not in power. Those policies are conjecture. Like you're just getting the musings of a fourth grader with dementia. Like I'm just gonna keep saying it. Like y'all have been gaslit the fuck out of by a stupid person with a bad memory. Yeah. U.S. Supreme Court just declined to block Trump hush case tomorrow. Yeah, because they probably don't have jurisdiction. They probably can't block that anyway. And something to think about tomorrow, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, shit's gonna pop off tomorrow." It's not. It's not. He doesn't have to be in person for the sentencing tomorrow. You can do that shit remotely, and you don't have to tell him how you're gonna do it. I think it's a case in the state of New York too, so I don't think the Supreme Court can do shit. It's just like Eileen. Oh, one of my virtually. What's the point? What do you mean? Not getting jail time either. Yeah, he's. You got to understand if he can't pay the fines. You know what I mean? Yeah, he is a felon. He already is a felon. He see this defeatist shit. Keep that shit out of my comments. Y'all are defeated. You have been beaten. You have been beaten by a fourth grader with dementia. 34 felonies. Hmm. He could. He could. U.S. public primed for gaslighting since the 1980s. Yep. You've been gaslit the shit out of. And I just want to make sure you all know if I've been investigating you for 37 years and you have deep ties to Russia, I'm dropping lesser charges for greater charges. Every single time. Oh you did this shit. Oh, you communicated. Oh, you what would you talk about? Oh yeah, we'll give you a little slap on the wrist, but we're gonna keep this shit going. And then I get it. It's a fucking crazy book. We're gonna look back at this time, like between November 5th and like inauguration period, a fucking craziest time of my life. I'm telling you, from October 21st. From October 21st through now, fucking insane. All the sanctions and raids and investigations, and it's like, what? It's just bananas. There's a reason I'm here right now, because this shit is hard to it's hard to navigate alone, right? When you're unsure if I'm losing my fucking mind. That was the main reasons I started going live, because I was like, this shit's fucking crazy, bro. And it's the thing about it is a lot of people, they got a fucking day job, Jared. I gotta work, man. I can't think about this shit. It's driving me crazy. This is my wife. There's a reason I'm here. Is because my wife can't do this shit. She gotta go work a full-time job and fucking interact with people and shit during the day. And like, if I'm focused on like what the fuck is going on in this election, it's gonna fuck me up, right? My best friend's the same fucking way. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Can you imagine being how fucked up it is? Because like Donald Trump's from New York. He's a piece of shit from New York, right? So like my best friend's a black man from Brooklyn, New York. He fucking hates Donald Trump, but he can't focus on that shit. You gotta go to work. I got shit to do. Like, if I text him about the fucking election, he gets mad at me. Like, I gotta work. I got shit. I can't be focused on that motherfucker, man. Like, let me know when he Let me know when he dies. You know what I mean? That's kind of where a lot of people are. A lot of people that are on our team are already defeated. They didn't kiss the boot. And kiss the ring. They didn't bend the knee. They're not bootlickers, but they got that boot on their face. They're just oppressed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bristol cat. Yeah. I agree with that. It's drive you crazy. It's one of my time on the app. Yeah, he wasn't that certification, by the way. He also wasn't required to go. Hey, Nikki, if you click on my profile, it's the link in my profile. Tina Maria said, I don't understand how a felon's able to run for president. Okay. Okay. Hunter Biden. Question answered, right? Do you understand? Do you understand why they have to let felons run? Hunter Biden. Do you understand? Say you understand. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Hunter Biden was unfairly targeted by political persecution because he was Joe Biden's fucking child. And what would have been a slap on the wrist or lower, meaning they might have just called him and told him to come back in and refill this form out for this pew pew that you're buying, right? And instead, he got a federal gun charge for filling out a form to get a gun wrong. Okay? Now I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. That was a political hit. And so, what if Hunter Biden decides to run for office one day and he's been unfairly targeted? Do you think that he shouldn't be allowed to run because when he was much younger, he became a political target because his dad was the president? Does that make sense? Okay. Hunter did not run for president. You're not understanding. The question was, I don't understand why a felon is allowed to run for president. And I'm saying Hunter Biden is an example of why you should be allowed to run and be a felon. Because Hunter Biden has the unfortunate victimhood of being Joe Biden's child. And Joe Biden just happens to have the most geopolitical experience of any elected official ever, like 30 fucking years of geopolitical experience. And so, of course, his son, when Joe Biden, or when Donald Trump is president, is going to become a political target. Yep. And he should be able to run for office one day. And think about it. His daddy, the only way he'd get out of it is his daddy had to be the president and pardon him in order to clear his name. And think about how the justice system is fucky, right? The justice system's kind of fucked up. And so, even though he got pardoned, hey, you think it's over? You think that's like the only time that's ever going to happen to Hunter Biden? The fuck out of here. And I'm not saying Hunter Biden's an elected official or that even is what he wants. But why should he suffer? Why should he not be allowed to run because he's the result of political targeting? Uh, 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 like the justice system targeting you as a political opponent, right? And so I understand. Yeah, in the future, if he does want to run, he can, right? Because his daddy pardoned him. But had he not pardoned him, that's why you want to be able to run as a felon. Because look, Hunter Biden was unfairly targeted because he became a target of political persecution, right? And y'all say like, oh, he's a white cis male, who gives a fuck? And it's like, actually, like he was unfairly targeted. He was given a federal gun charge for filling out a form wrong, and which would have been a slap on the wrist if it was anyone else. And then people are going to say, well, he gets held to a higher standard because he's Joe Biden's son. And it's like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my adult life. Why are we holding people to uncanny fucking standards? What about insurrectionist? He's not eligible for office. He's not president. No, I thought somebody was going to talk to me. So we were just kind of talking about how, people were messaging me about, oh my God, Joe Biden signed a $8 billion weapons package for Israel. And then I was explaining that, well, Israel's a NATO member. We're also like bound by treaty. And it's not like we gave them pallets of cash. We gave them a coupon that they can use to buy our old airplanes and fighting vehicles and tanks and weapons and communications banks and shit, like computers and shit like that. That's what that 8 billion's for, and that gets injected into the military as military spending, and then we get better equipment. And like I've said, my little cousins are on active duty right now. Right? That's not how it works. VP doesn't have a choice. They changed those rules because of Donald Trump. Remember Mike Pence? Remember when Donald Trump tried to get Mike Pence not to certify? Yeah, they had to change the fucking rules and make it so that's ministerial. So Kamala Harris certifying this election was as though she's just administering it. She's not there to judge. It's not her job, actually. It's the DOJ's job. And also, because people keep asking if anything's going to happen, yes, they're duty bound. And also, there is a requirement, not a requirement, an allowance for expedience. Meaning, like, the justice system gets to move fast. They got charges on you, bam, filed, bam, guilty, bam, sentenced. Not this knockdown, drag out bullshit that you're used to. Okay? So, in terms of political crime, justice is going to move a lot faster. JW said nothing against Hunter, against the obvious persecution, but Hunter was Nepo. No. So here's the thing. Bye. See you. Somebody said nothing against Hunter, against the obvious persecution, but Hunter was Nepo. So let's look up Hunter Biden's accomplishments. Okay, like who's Hunter Biden? Right? First of all, he's an attorney. Okay? I wouldn't call someone that has become an attorney a Nepo baby. My best friend has his JD, and we were friends at the end when he was getting his fucking JD and passing the fucking LSAT and shit. So I'll never call someone a fucking Nepo baby that became an attorney. And if you have a fucking problem with that, then we have a problem. Okay? So he's an attorney. That's hard. That's not easy. That's a lot of work. You got to get into two different programs typically. Okay, so he went to Georgetown for his BA. My mentor, like this has a mentor. His name is Harrison Bernstein. He has a PhD. He used to coach in the NFL, and now he owns a 501c3 called Soldiers to Sidelines that aims to turn veterans into coaches. And I've been a part of that 501c3, that organization, for like 5 or 6 years. Uh, Fucking Georgetown is a great fucking school. That's not a cakewalk. That's a really good fucking school there, Georgetown. Okay, and he also went to Yale for his fucking JD. So, uh, that ain't fucking easy. That's like the school to become a fucking attorney. Thank you, Devin. Ivy League. That's right. But more importantly, like, I get it. I get it. In your heart, you want to be like, he's a nepo baby, isn't he, Jared? No, nah, he was fucking brilliant. You gotta be pretty fucking smart. You gotta be pretty fucking smart. You gotta be pretty smart to go to Georgetown for undergrad and fucking Yale for your JD. Pretty fucking sharp. Okay. Here's what else. Here's what else. When you think of Hunter Biden, when you think of Hunter Biden, you think of him as a party boy, don't you? You think of him as a party boy. Because that's what the media told you, right? He's fucking married and has 5 children. So do you think he's fucking out? You know what I mean? You think he's out hitting bimbos, doing lines in the bathroom? You know what I mean? You think that's Hunter Biden? You think that's you think that's him now? You think that's who he is now? No, no, that was that addiction, Joanne. That wasn't what the conversation was about. The question was, do you think that's who he is now? Party boy? You think that's who he is now? Nope. I don't think that's who he is now. Savvy, he's 54. Maybe 15 years ago. Sure. 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 Now, did he get a job at MBNA because they donated money to his daddy? Yeah. Okay. So he accepted a consultant position. Okay. But yeah, I just want to make sure we had that little conversation about, like, people are asking, like, why can Donald Trump run for president if he's a felon? Hunter Biden. It literally took Hunter Biden's daddy being president in order to get rid of his felonies. And think about it, if it was you or I, you just eat a felony forever. Yeah, I got lots of friends that are felons. One of my favorite songs, Joanne. One of my favorite songs. Have y'all ever heard of 21 Pilots? This is one of my favorite fucking songs ever. This is uh this is Heathens by 21 Pilots. It's a great it's a great fucking song. Um oh, that's crazy. It's anything epic. I don't think anything epic happened today. This is good. This is good news, though. More than 15,000 doctors have signed a letter urging the Senate to reject RFK Jr.'s health secretary. Come on, it's hilarious. Now we're usually almost guaranteed to be live 8:30 to 10 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And then what I'm trying to do, in case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm trying to be inconsistent in terms of the evening show because I'm about to start a job January 20th, and I can't have people thinking I'm going to be there in the afternoon. No, I'm going to be working, okay? As of January 20th. Now, does that mean we won't be going live in the evening? No. Just means I'm not going to be consistent with it because I can't deliver that, right? But I will be there. This morning show's not going anywhere. Okay? Morning show ain't going anywhere. Okay? It might get moved around, okay? We might have to do it before work, so more like 7 to 8:30 cuz I got to work at 9. Yeah, like the rest of us. Yes, Joanne. I'm a bum, Joanne. That's why we got to have two shows a day during the work day. It's cuz I'm a bum. Oh jeez. You think they'll do away with TikTok? Hey, SKS, I posted a link earlier here. I'll repost it. TikTok says TikTok says unless the Supreme Court decides not to, um, and then people have said like that'll just keep people from downloading it and updating it. By the way, right here you got a job. Yeah, it was like job offer of a lifetime. It's the highest paying job I've ever been offered. There are people in my position making $250,000 a year. So Christine said I'm a local truck driver. So you ride with me in the morning. Right on. My professor played a video of of fuck, I can get out of here, I think. And I'm a horrible person. There's somebody in my class that has Down syndrome and they talk to the professor and I keep thinking that it's the professor and then I'm like, this guy has Down syndrome? And then I realize that it's one of my classmates and I'm like, fuck. Like that's fucking with my brain. I forgot what life was like before TikTok, right? SCOTUS is gonna let Trump get charged tomorrow. Yeah, this because I don't think they have jurisdiction, Jeggy. I don't think the Supreme Court could do anything. I mean, Donald Trump and Alito, they spoke, right? So yeah. Oh, by the way, per the usual, make sure that you get 8 hours of sleep. Or naps are fucking great. Okay. Make sure that you eat right and that you hydrate, and that if you're gonna take the extra step and start to exercise, you're gonna want to lift weights and you're gonna want to have some kind of movement. Okay. My advice, my strong advice, is to lift in the morning and get your steps in the evening as a cool down, like before you go to bed. You'll get better results because eventually you'll start running, you start lifting more, you'll start being sore after you lift, right? So one of the things I got to do, I'm a football coach. You understand? One of the reasons that your athletic programs suck at the high school level is because they try to jam all that shit into one workout. Yeah, we're going to get together in the morning, we're going to run for a half hour, and we're going to go to the gym. Okay? Well, the reality is you're not becoming a better runner. You're not getting faster. And you're not getting stronger as much as you could if you split your movement and your lift. So lots of people don't know that. So there's a reason that I'm telling people that. It's because plenty of people are going to start working out and shit, and they're going to get no results. They're going to be like, Jared, I don't feel like I'm getting faster or stronger. This sucks. Yeah? We're probably jamming our lift and our movement, aren't we? Yeah, just trying to get it the fuck over with? Mm-mm. You know what we did in the morning? The first year I coached high school ball, is we got our lift. We would come in and try to be early and shoot around and play basketball and be happy because you're good at basketball, right? And you're all fresh. And then lift weights, right? And then you know that you lifted weights when you can no longer play basketball today. And you go back to play basketball and you're like, oh my God, I can't lift my arms. I can't jump at all. Every muscle's shot. You did the right thing. And then you can recover all day from that lift. Eat, relax, try to relax, pay attention in class, take notes, get good grades. That's just far more important than whatever you do on the athletic field, right? But then you got to have a movement in there. Otherwise, your metabolism's gonna start to slow down. You're gonna start gain weight as fat because your metabolism's gonna slow down. And the reason that we're so skinny and good looking when we're like under 25 is because we're moving all the fucking time, right? So no matter if you're lifting or not, you're probably fucking working some under position at a company where, and I say under position like I haven't fucking always had an under position. But yeah. Of course they did. Wait, wanted to grant what? Wait. Oh, wanted to grant what? Fuck. Oh, are you talking about uh the hush money shit? The blocking the sentencing? Yeah, of course. Of course. I still think Joe Biden gets in there and adds 4 Supreme Court justices and uses immunity. Spice it up a little bit, Joe. Want to watch the sentencing tomorrow? What time is the sentencing tomorrow? That's so crazy. Let's watch the president-elect sentencing tomorrow together. Night. Scheduled for 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Want to say what way? Wait, what did I say? Oh, did you ever think you'd be watching the president-elect's fucking sentencing? Like, his sentencing for felonies. This is good information. Allison Durkee did her goddamn job. Okay, sorry if I'm not laughing. I'm crying. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was telling my wife this shit the other day. Um, I got that fucking job offer the other day, and I dead ass had to lay on the floor and cry. For a few minutes. 2024 fucking sucked. Hard. But I've been saying for a while the pendulum swings back just as wide. You know what I mean? Like I've been saying Newton's second fucking law, for every action is equal and opposite fucking reaction. Like I knew, especially like if you're not a piece of shit, right? I was like, as long as I'm not a piece of shit person, eventually the fucking pendulum swings back the other way. Now, I ain't saying like me getting this fucking job offer is all the way over here. Okay. Yeah. Here's the only thing I'll say. This is probably about the only time that you're gonna be like, man, that's a lack of empathy out of you that I didn't anticipate. All those houses that burned down, almost all of them, the people that own them can afford to rebuild them. That's good news. But to give you the scope of horror on these fires in California. So I'm gonna say the most insensitive shit I've ever heard or ever said. Right? Most of what was destroyed can just be rebuilt. Okay. Understand, like it's awful, it's horrible. Most of those homes that burned down, the owners can afford to rebuild them, despite losing fire coverage. Fuck State Farm. Let's make sure we're saying that shit too. Okay. So while it's horrific, and oh my god, can be rebuilt, and James Blackman, who many of you may know, said he went down to the beach today and the fucking lifeguard chairs were on fire. The fucking horror. What? The lifeguard chairs were on fire. Yeah, and it was the Palisades. So it hasn't rained much, and it was dry, and is high winds. James told me before the fires started that he woke up and was like, it's like 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Now they've had wind gusts up to 80 mile an hour since Monday. So there's nothing you could do. A cigarette butt could have caused that. And again, it's horrific. I cannot imagine. Literally cannot. Okay? Pix said something doesn't sit right with me about it, but I'm not saying anything out loud yet. Oh, mass arson as a means of causing a fucking distraction and panic? Huh. Yeah, I buy that. Somebody said there were 80 different fires. I think that there is an inordinate number of fires. Reichstag. hmm an inordinate number of. I heard as many as 80 fires started that shit. That seems like a lot. Seems like a lot. Don't you think they want to narrow it down and figure out how it started so they can fucking put a stop to it or punish whoever fucking did that shit? Oh, there's 80 different points? We have a fucking problem. I think I here's the thing. I'm more likely to believe this shit's real. Wasn't trying to look at that. Just like a dude lit his car on fire and rolled downhill last year. That's fucking insane. Yeah, they're saying they didn't sweep the forest and shit. Insane is a great description. Yeah. I mean, I want to believe that that was a natural disaster. But my brain is like, "Oh, that was intentional. It was meant all the you heard what I said. I said this is going to sound really unempathetic, but I'm pretty sure that this might have been like a mass arson situation. Ton of brush in the area, higher than usual winds. Sure. Again, it would be different if we had one ignition point and we could point to that and say that substation fire caused these fires. But at this point, as far as I'm aware, there's like 80 different trigger points. That's a problem. But here's the thing. You should be suspicious first, not last. Here's the problem I have with the comments I'm seeing. Too many people are like, we should be thinking of this as a natural disaster and we shouldn't be raising an eyebrow. And it's like, no, you should fucking raise an eyebrow first. We can get to the whole natural explanation way later. Okay? Yeah. Question everything, trust no one. Somebody said they heard it started in a house. 80 different potential triggers. Targeted areas, rich people's home, rich residential communities where they got big houses that are too close together. Yeah. Like that was my first video I made this morning. Like Donald Trump woke up this morning and was or yeah, late last night, whatever, and he was shitting on Gavin Newsom and fucking Karen Bass. And think about this. Donald Trump was shitting on Karen Bass for dumping $20 million, so removing $20 million from the fire budget in LA. They had an $800 million fucking budget, and it was 17.8 million. So that wasn't even. That's not even fucking 10%. Never heard of a fire on Sunset Boulevard, Mulholland Drive. Okay. We've also been conditioned to think if we question it, we're being conspiratorial. Yeah. Only the beginning, brother. The last 8 fucking years. Fuck are we talking about? This shit has been bananas for 8 years. We've been gaslit the fuck out of. Literally every accusation's a confession. Like, think about it. We find out about Executive Order 13848. We're reading it on my fucking live. We find out Donald Trump is scheduling a fucking rally on the 19th. Why? Because it's fucking 30 days after the fucking Executive Order 13848 documents were due. Right? What do you think happens? Those people are duty bound. Duty bound. And remember, Donald Trump's not president yet. Joe Biden is. And I'm telling you, if it takes adding seats to the Supreme Court to make sure that Donald Trump pays for his crimes, we could fucking make it happen. Okay? We can map the destruction. The incidents are increasing. Yeah, just wait until the fucking grid goes down in Texas. Just wait until the southeast part of the country catches this cold. Okay? Just wait until Oklahoma, Texas, fucking Arkansas catches cold. Yeah, he knows. I mean, he's got dementia. Y'all gotta remember he got dementia. He ain't remembering shit. I'm in Indiana. I got 3 things that say Indiana next to my head. I'm just saying. Indianapolis Colts, Purdue Boilermakers, Indiana Pacers. East Coast freezing and high wind. That's what I said. I said Donald Trump talking about the fires in California is missing the fact that 75% of the country's deep froze. Dude, I don't watch sports. It's okay. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm pointing out the obvious. That even literally says Indiana. So, like, you could have just read that and it would have. Oh, I guess maybe. I'm just giving you a hard time. If I'm not giving you a hard time, if I'm ignoring you, we probably have a problem. It's supposed to snow in Alabama. It's fucking insane. Fucking insane. Oh, I can't see. It's probably can't see it because of the comments. I'm just giving you shit. If I ain't giving you shit, we got problems. You know what I mean? That's the way I do it. What's my top video game I play? I'll be real. Ever since October 21st, I haven't been able to enjoy video games. Deadass. I try to like play, but there's so much shit going on that's like I can't fucking focus and have fun on video games. Like my best friend, I've been trying to get him to play 2K for years. Cuz like we live in Indiana, we're both over 6'3", so we're both going to be like basketball guys, and it's always been booty. 2K's just been trash. And they had it 60% off for the holidays. And my best friend's like, "Hey, did you get 2K?" And I was like, "Fucking no, because you don't fucking play it, right?" And he's like, "Well, it's 60% off. You should fucking buy it." So I bought it. And I play that because, on the off chance he ever fucking asked me to play. And then I bought on accident, because I didn't have the money to do that. I accidentally bought Dragon Age. That's what my chat that day y'all gave me all that money to get my bank account right, so my wife didn't fucking leave my ass for accidentally spending $180 when I only meant to spend $40. But that was when I bought Dragon Age. I just installed it today. Haven't even ever got to play it. And then Path of Exile 2 just came out, and I've been trying to play it, but it's not released yet. It's still like what's that called? Early access. And I've just been playing that game for a while. I've been playing Path of Exile, and like once they fix it, it's the greatest game of all time. Not even fucking close. That will be the game I play. But right now, it's fucking impossible. It's very, very difficult to like get high level gear and win and shit. So do you think DJT knows? He has fucking dementia. He has no idea. He doesn't know where he is half the time. He just wants someone or anyone to talk to him. That part? You felt bad for who? Obama? Shit, hopefully he's been burning it up and he can't smell anything. You know what I mean? Hopefully he'd been blowing trees and his nostrils are shot like mine. I can't like if my dogs smell like doo doo all the time, I would never know. My nostrils are desensitized the hell out of. I'm just saying, like, hopefully he blows trees. His nostrils are shot and he can't smell that shit. And he was fine. That was a joke about how a former president should just be smoking marijuana and then I don't have to fucking worry about him sitting next to Donald Trump smelling his ass. The laughter between them, that was a ruse. One of these things does not belong here. You think he'll be arrested as a group all at once for the 20th? No, like, they're just going to keep taking him down one by one, like dominoes. Bush snubbed him bad. Well, one thing you got to remember is that Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat. Over the course of his life, Donald Trump donated $35 million to the Democratic Party. In fact, he was a Democrat like up until like a year before. I mean, he donated millions of dollars to Hillary Clinton. I just got restricted for this. I just got restricted for that. I just got restricted. I just want to point that out. I told the truth. I told the truth. I told the truth, and I got restricted for that. For saying that Donald Trump is a lifelong Republican. Or a lifelong Democrat, I'm sorry. And donated $35 million to the Democratic Party. And I've told this story before. You know, like, Donald Trump probably feels spurned by the Democratic Party. He gave them so much money and they never asked him to do anything. Why? Because he's a racist. He's a adjudicated grapist. That's before he ran for office. You could give as much money as you want. But if you're a piece of shit, they're not going to want to have anything to do with you. Not everybody knows that, Corey. George Carlin said, rest in peace, by the way. Half of all people are stupid and the other half are even fucking stupider. People are asleep. Asleep. Yeah. He sat on the outside. Yeah. Oh, somebody's talking about the hole he was staring through. What's her name? Yep. I think that was on what's his name's podcast. On David's, I think he said that on Howard Stern. Like, if I was ever going to run for office, I'd just run as a Republican because they're stupid and they'd eat this shit up. For the record, I mean, Donald Trump's a terrible person, but goddamn. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the worst. But goddamn. He was fucking right, huh? I hate saying Donald Trump was right, but like, god damn. Hook, line, and sinker, like, the whole way. And so you wonder why George Bush spurned him at Jimmy Carter's fucking funeral, right? He destroyed the Republican Party. Here's the thing. Not only do I think Donald Trump won't be president, I think it's the death of the Republican Party. I think they'll scrape and scramble for the next election cycle or two, there's a reason that I'm like, we got to establish the American Socialist Party be all the way to the fucking left, because if we don't, the only people fighting fucking Democrats are fucking fascist Republicans. And that's the rest of our lives. That's what we want to do the next 40, 50 years. It's constant debates between fucking fascists and middle of the road. Is that what you want to do? No, I don't want to fucking do that shit. And they don't want to do that shit either. Democrats don't want to do that shit. And if you think it's just Donald Trump's ass that isn't going to be president, I have some other shit to tell you, that there are two clauses in the insurrection clause. That one is participate in an insurrection, the other is give aid or comfort to the enemy thereof. So understand, when you're talking about Donald Trump's not eligible, well, who else is in violation of the 14th Amendment, Article 3, right? I see people keep talking about this shit. The women's rage was supposed to happen. You're talking about the blue wave. I think it did happen. I think Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and them cheated in this election and committed election fraud. So yeah, people are like, apparently the blue wave didn't happen. It's like, you know, we're gonna find this out. That's gonna happen. People already. Here's the thing that people don't understand. That maybe people don't understand. Do you understand? They already have the equation. They reverse engineered the data, and they already know the equation used to rig the election. No, not the Russian tail. That's data. That's after. I'm talking about the pro. They know. Yeah, well, they just freaked out. So that's what happened. Okay. My wife's probably in bed reading or something. Well, think about this. You wouldn't be able to convict someone until after certification, because of Executive Order 13848, the prosecution of election crimes, the Justice Manual 9-85-3, 9-85-5. Like, the only way that anybody is getting convicted is after certification of an election, because the Justice Department has decided that if they were to step in during the election, it could chill voters, and that's in multiple documents. So, like, I keep telling my audience, like, y'all keep fucking being upset that Democrats aren't running to a podium and fucking charging people that they fucking cannot do that. They're not members of the Justice Department. There are fucking people that are part of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DSIC. Like, these are the people that are going to fucking file charges. So everybody out there that's like, why aren't the Democrats doing anything? It's like, you're fucking stupid. And I'm getting really fucking tired of answering that goddamn question about why aren't Democrats doing anything. Because first of all, there's an ongoing investigation going. And if you go to a podium and you say Donald Trump cheated in this election, guess what's going to happen to you? You've opened an avenue of investigation. And now you're going to get sat down by all those agencies, and they're going to want to know what you know. And somebody's going to tell you in that chain of custody, why the fuck did you open your mouth? You could have said fucking nothing. We have all of the information that we need. In fact, we're the agencies monitoring you. And they're duty bound. And there's expedience of justice. So there's no reason to panic. None. He literally is ineligible for the job, and he didn't sign any of the paperwork. He will not get sworn in. He is literally not eligible for the job, and he didn't sign any of the paperwork. It would be different. It would be different if they were like, He signed the transition paperwork, the emoluments clause, the ethics agreement. It'd be different if he'd done all that, but he's ineligible for the job. So what somebody told me tonight is that the certificate of votes is on South Dakota's website, and if it's, I don't know. Again, the only way we would know if it's a certified election is if the National Archives are complete, right? How did you get Bobby keeping all his business last time? He wasn't liquid. He didn't have any valuation. He didn't have cash. All his businesses had failed. He came in the White House last time broke, poor, cash poor. Did they let him run knowing that he was ineligible and to be caught? Yeah. Yep. It's not illegal to run for office, and president-elect's not a fucking job. So, thanks for playing. I don't know that they had it, though, Pix. I don't know that they ever did put that on there. Because that wouldn't have been a state that you go to. It's only got 3 electoral votes. Right? But yeah, a lot of people are like, why didn't the Democrats tell Donald Trump that he's not eligible to be president before he ran? Are you fucking dumb? Sun Tzu's Art of War says never interrupt your opponent while they're making a mistake. And I would argue that Donald Trump running for president and all his little fucking cronies, all his little MAGA cronies that also ran for office, you dumbasses, they're not eligible for office. And so they can get elected. They can get elected. They can get elected. Can't take the seat. Yeah. So there's no reason for Democrats to be like, "Yo, you're not, you can run, but you can't win, right?" But yeah, by the way, Jamie Raskin is a constitutional lawyer 25 years. Yeah. He's the one that said Donald Trump's ineligible and shit. He also the one that most recently said that they were going to swear him in. Oh, absolutely. Nope. 12th Amendment, Jaime. You run as a pair, you are DQ'd as a pair, you win as a pair, you lose as a pair. I'm getting tired of that shit too. People are like, well, wouldn't if Donald Trump's like ineligible, wouldn't that make JD Vance fucking president? It's like, read the other fucking amendments, ding dong. Pay more attention in school. They will need to do a recount. See, I heard that a bunch of fake electors submitted votes for the Electoral College in this election, and that those states, those Republican states that Donald Trump won, he'll lose those electoral votes. And Kamala Harris isn't going to lose any of hers, but he's going to lose a bunch of his. And that'll lower the threshold, and that she could be president that way. I just think there's a lot more ways he doesn't become president than he does. You get what I'm saying? Because I get the desire for like decorum and want to do things a certain way and shit, and sure, but rule of law, like that's the fucking thing. Rule of law, like we're gonna do that part, okay? And hopefully this is the only time in my lifetime we have to do this, but it's not. Like, just so everyone knows, when we say forever war, we're forever going to be fighting white Christian nationalism worldwide. These things don't just bleh. Oh, he's an insurrectionist. 14th Amendment Article 3. Mm-hmm. Not actually eligible for the job. And there's 2 clauses that I think apply also to other people. Yeah, I want to see all the numbers, picks, all the numbers. Remember, there was this map on and this is just a story. This is just for entertainment purposes only. TikTok shop, TikTok shop, TikTok shop. But like on the night of the election, there was this map of the United States, and it showed that the entire U.S. shifted right, and I was like, that's not fucking true. Since January 6th, you mean people literally? You mean, and again, I got a idiocracy. Half of all people are stupid. The other half are even stupider. But you mean to tell me that people saw people, yeah, people saw people scale a wall flanked on both sides by stairs and said, I want to be on that team. They rubbed shit on the Capitol walls and people said, I want to be on that team. What? And they all went to jail. Oh, I just wanted to point out on January 6th, there was a contingent of MAGA at the fences outside the U.S. Capitol chanting Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt is a fucking adjective. Like, don't get Ashley Babbitted. The 6th. They were singing Amazing Grace and chanting Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, they filled stadiums and then they didn't vote. It's fucking crazy. They conceded super fast. They said, fuck it, democracy's over, just give it to Don. That's what you think? I just don't want to be friends with people. I don't want to be friends with people that are like, all these things happened in your face, and they're like, yeah, Democrats just stayed home. All that talk and all of it was chatter. And you like say that shit with your full chest. Zero light in their eyes when the camera zoomed in. Oh my god, like fucking zombies. Yeah. I was supposed to be a zombie and not a mentally handicapped person. I just want to point that out. Really not trying to lose friends over a shitty impression. But time is it. So I got another class coming up. Okay. So hey, we've been on here for an hour and a half. Okay. I know you're like, don't go. But I have to. You know what I can't stop thinking about with all this shit going on? With fires and like all the fences up outside the Capitol and the White House. I can't stop thinking about The Division, which is a video game. Division 2. Great fucking games, by the way. And then The Walking Dead. Independence Day. I was thinking about The Walking Dead. There's nothing to watch on TV. Yeah, there's nothing to watch. There's a reason I'm here. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to watch TV. I want to know what happens in real life. We end every show just how we start them, with a song. But instead of making everyone listen to the music, I just put a link to the YouTube in there. You can go listen to the shit yourself. Okay? So the opening song to every show is War. Like, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. And then we always end the show and Eat the Rich, right? No TV news since 11/6. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm absolutely not watching cable news. Not until they start reporting truth, right? What really happened. And I know that they've all back burnered election shit, knowing that eventually they're gonna have to talk about it. But again, Donald Trump is cronies with all these people. Okay? So there's a reason that it's not on fucking TV. It's because Donald Trump's got the fucking mainstream media in a chokehold. Them's just facts. Okay? Have a good rest of your day. Have a good night. We'll